Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about your assumptions about reality create your reality, but those assumptions are brand new, fresh, and contain 100% of your reality, right? By that I mean, let's take imagining yourself outside, right? If you imagine yourself outside, you're experiencing this beautiful day that you desire to experience, right? No matter what it is. You're walking on the pavement, there's, cars going past, there's a playground, people are playing around, there's your specific person and you're holding their hand and you're just walking across the paving. You cannot take a single moment from any other moment and put it here. You can't take another thought and put it here. You can't take, oh no, that assumption that I had 20 years ago where I am like this and put it here. You can't. I'll tell you why. When you're imagining something, you literally are imagining the entirety of it. That means every thought, every feeling, every experience, every object, every circumstance, every event, everything that can compose of this idea of reality that you are experiencing right now within, that you in there and that you as there has created it from the ground up completely 100%. You can't put something in there from some other part of your infinite imagination. This is a solid, this is a completed version of that reality. And think about it like this. And people don't normally think about imagination like this, but it's just how I think about it, right? When you're imagining yourself outside, you have imagined an entire universe, right? So you don't really think about it like that, but that's actually what you have done. When you're walking outside, it's bright. You've imagined the sun in the sky. Just because you're not aware of what you are imagining doesn't mean it's not there. But now you realize how obvious it is. Because no matter where you are imagining yourself, you are imagining whatever and everything else that is there. It's already there for you. If you're imagining yourself under the night sky, somebody put the stars there in your imagination. They didn't just come out of nothing, kind of did, right? But that's the point. You are imagining literally a new world. That's what imagination is. That's why Neville Goddard said, you cannot take a single thing with you because it doesn't belong there. It can't exist there. Because when you take it there, it's something else. When you take your old assumptions into another version of reality, it's not that version of reality you want it to be. It's a different one altogether. It's not even the old one. It's not the old one. It's not the new one that you want in terms of comparing them. For a moment, they are equal, but they are just for linear expression. One is the previous one that you are experiencing, and then the new one you want. You're creating a third one that has nothing to do with either. Remember, these realities don't have anything to do with either, other than them coming from source, which is you. So you're creating a third thing that you are unwittingly experiencing, which is, I'm that old version of myself wanting to be the new one, which is what you are honestly experiencing, right? So you cannot take anything. You can't even take the assumption of how the sun is. Because, that sounded funny, because it's new, it's brand new. The stars, even if they look the same, in your imagination, they are a new version of them. The day, it's a new version of that day. The sun, it's a new version of that sun. Somebody asked me in the comments, if two people are imagining the same thing, how and who and what's going on? So I gave the example of a job because it's something that people are familiar with, right? Where you may have experienced getting the job after someone else or before. So the job offer is there. That means any number of people infinitely have experienced being in that specific job. Let's say there's 5 people being interviewed for that job. That means there's a reality. Just for this example, there's 5 people that exist in and as that experience of that specific job, right? That means there's also another version of reality where no one is experiencing it. And there's versions of reality where all of you unfold it differently, right? In different orders, in different periods of time, in different aspects of your life. It's They're infinitely, but here's the thing. Every single one of those versions of reality are all unique. They're all separate, they're all different. But there's no separation between them and you. You are awareness. So the only thing that matters is what you say you are. If you're the version of yourself that is in that job, then you are that version of yourself in that job. And however the script unfolds is the perfect unfolding for you specifically to know yourself as source via the version of you that is in that job. That's technically what you are actually doing. You are choosing you are choosing a reality with a specific person. What you are actually doing is choosing a reality to know yourself as source via the reality that you are now desiring to be and experience. So I am in a relationship with my specific person. What you are actually saying is that I desire to know the deeper parts of me as awareness, as the reality where I am physically experiencing being in a relationship with another physical aspect of source, which is presented as that person. And this idea of me and them together in a relationship is what is resonating with me right now and coming up as what I would call desire to experience it. You're supposed to, right? It's God dreaming you and you are dreaming as God. Because you are God, because God's you. Everything is being dreamt and it's experiencing of the dream. So experience your dream, right? So you can't live your new life while holding on to the old one, right? Creation begins the moment you stop holding on to the old one and bringing it into the new, because that old one cannot come, right? A lot of people are imagining the life that they want, but they are still bringing in that old day, that old sunshine, that old cloud, that old cloudy day, that old rain, that old assumption, that old thought, that old this, that old that, the old baggage. And the more, and if you moved a house before, you may be familiar with this, where it's like, oh no, you bring all the old stuff from your old house into your new one, and now you have less space for the new stuff. You have to make space, right? So you want love, you want health, you want wealth, but you don't want to move internally. You don't want to let go of all of it. You don't want to stop holding on to all of it, right? You don't need to know what reality can be. You only need to know that it can be. So no matter what you want it to be, it can be that. It is that already. Otherwise you couldn't be aware of it being that. No matter what you want, reality can and is already being that in some form. You just witnessed one of the forms within your imagination. Reality is being whatever you desire it to be right now, and you experienced one of those forms within right now. And you are consciously calling forth that form of reality to form around you as reality. Because it's all you, it's determined by you. So let that be you. You are reality, calling it forth. Being wealthy doesn't mean you're trying to get money. It means not holding on to the idea that you don't have it. Being in love doesn't mean chasing someone. You can't. How can you chase them? You don't even know where they are sometimes. Right? It's a bit difficult. It's called stalker, if we're going to go down that road. And that's not even what I'm talking about anyway. Right? I mean, like, internally, be that identity. Right? And let that internal thing express itself outward. Remember, your internal beingness is already automatically expressed as the 3D physical reality. So internally, if you are imagining yourself as you would like yourself to be, you are automatically that version. You don't have to try and act as if you don't have to try to act as if you are the imagined version of yourself. Your 3D physical thoughts, beliefs, and behavior is automatically what you are imagining. So just imagine yourself as you would like to be in that relationship you would like to be in. Right? You're already that version of you. Just imagine it and assume that it's automatically who you are. The version of you that doesn't live where you are now, they didn't hold on to anything. They moved within. You are that version right now. Right? So remember, your assumptions create reality, and you cannot take the old version of you, the old man, into the new. Because the new is complete, the new is whole, the new is 100% being what it's being. You can't make it 101% from the old stuff, including it, or removing some of the new and adding in the old just to feel better, because it becomes something else entirely. Not what you want, not what you didn't want, something that you don't really care for. Right? So, that being said, thank you for the questions. I hope I